right? So it's finally here, but no one's really surprised about that, right? We finally got our eyes on one of the worst kept secrets in gaming history. And even though I knew what was coming and kind of wasn't that surprised by the way that it looked, I still found myself getting a little bit excited. Am I allowed to have that, or do I have to just hate Halo like the entire community does? But let's just take a deeper look before I get ahead of myself. And first of all, it is pretty well known at this point that a lot of industry insiders and people at the Halo Championship event have already played this demo, but for the rest of us normies at home, the experience was, let's say, much different. I was there at 1 p.m, main stage stream was supposed to go live, and after 20 minutes I was starting to get a little confused. Don't get me wrong, it's dope to see them showcasing fan art for the franchise, but let's not get it twisted why we tuned in today, Microsoft. That got me thinking, maybe let's just go check the main page of the Halo YouTube channel, only to see that they had uploaded a video called Halo Combat Evolved Roundtable Reveal 44 seconds ago. We're at 20 minutes after the reveal is supposed to be happening, and it's already a video and nowhere to be seen in the live. And when I hit play, my first thoughts were, damn, does this actually look good? I mean, it's not the best, but I was kind of surprised. I don't know if I still feel that way, but in the moment for those first few seconds, I was still a little bit blown away by what I knew this game was going to look like. They almost even had me hyped, but then straight to corporate roundtable talking points. Which, you know, part of the title is roundtable, so I guess me a little bit. But you had me. I was right there, guys. As much as I'd love to see everyone involved here speaking from the heart, I know that these are all just curated buzzwords that have been made to evoke trust and some sort of excitement by PR teams. It feels hollow. I hate it because it feels like they're talking down to us and not exactly about what their experience was making this game. I'd love to know how hard it was for them to bring it to us, what pushbacks they ran into with Unreal Engine, and that reveal they did back when they announced Halo Studios and 343 kind of changing into some other studio type. And honestly, I'm probably just naively spoiled from the Vidoc eras of those Bungie games, where they were transparent and honest, like brutally to the point where they were like, I don't know if this game is gonna work. We're never getting something like that again. We're only seeing confidence, something for a boardroom to be like, yep, put that video out. Because they really did say a lot about going back.
In design, we don't take that lightly at all. Whenever we make a change, the number one thing was to be true to the original game.
To bring the whole picture together, they even had the original cast come back and re-record their voices, which I don't know exactly how I feel about that, but it is interesting. But that's just one more thing they're stripping from the Bungie legacy. The performances, I'm assuming, are going to have a different quality and cadence to them at times. Steve Downes obviously nails it every time, but there is going to be a different reflection he's going to bring to the character with decades of understanding of how John has changed, and that's going to be present in now this prequel early John version of the character. And the longer I started to look at the footage, I was getting less and less sold on, did they actually remake what I love visually about the original game, or is this just denser graphics? Because everything is so crisp and clean, I just see everything and nothing all at the same time. It's coming to PlayStation day one, just like Xbox and PC. Like, is it just a meme at this point? Like, I almost feel like I want to buy it for PlayStation 5 just because it's gonna look f***ing weird to own that physical disc. Will it even be a physical disc? Is that something we still do? Aside of my hesitations though, the one thing that I can say is, instead of this game feeling like a reskinned old game, it somehow feels like itself while still looking like a brand new title. Which, I mean, let's be honest, they're playing it really safe by doing this, but I do have to appreciate that that is something that they were able to nail somehow. After I finished watching the roundtable, I saw there was also now a 13-minute gameplay demo uploaded on the YouTube, which still hadn't been on the live. I don't know who was running this live show. They really blew it when including people that had been waiting there. And I'm happy I just looked at the chat to be able to even go and start looking for things myself at this point. In the original PC port of Halo Combat Evolved, Silent Cartographer was the demo mission that you could get without having to even buy the game. So this honestly took me right back to those feelings. It does make me feel like I'm looking for more to see what else they have planned for us. The skyboxes are beautiful, the water looks great. I don't know how I feel about the terrain. I guess it looks nice and updated, but it is also just very, I don't know, it's like this uncanny realistic valley for me where it does look good, but it also kind of looks like shit. I can't really put my finger on it, but the Forerunner architecture is really where this game is selling me. There's this shine to it that just feels different and new that the old game didn't have, but it also feels welcome. But it's honestly a bit jarring to see such a familiar location with this much fidelity. Is that like a good emotion I'm feeling? And honestly, they lose points for not driving the Warthog down the ramp. Have you even played a Halo game before? Honestly, I think the gunplay looks pretty good. The only thing I think that's negative about starting with Silent Cartographer is so much of the mission is a Warthog-based mission. And if you really don't know that much about Halo, you might think that this is closer to like World of Tanks than a first-person shooter. And in my video that I made a couple weeks ago about my wants for this remake, if it was real at the time and now we know it is, was the horror and fear that the original game just evokes so effortlessly. And talking about the hunter section, the first time we are introduced to that enemy type in the game, seeing that for whatever reason they didn't have the terrain block the ability for the Warthog to enter that area, the guy playing this demo just kind of blows through it with 2 Marines and a huge chain gun, whereas when I was a kid, that section is just you with a pistol and whatever gun you picked up. And absolutely there are ways to get the Warthog through that area in the original game. I mean, that's half the fun of the original game, is seeing where you can and can't get that Warthog. Sure, when you learn the guns, you know that you can just shoot a hunter one time in the back and he's down with a perfectly placed magnum shot, but that first experience you have, dare I say, it was kind of scary. That's like the hunters bursting through the door in Halo 2 and the game just gives you a scorpion tank to fight them with. It takes away from the feeling that you have fighting for your life in that moment. Watching this guy just blow through and take out the tank so easily kind of ruined the moment for me. But don't you worry, they added a new seat to the Warthog so you can have that experience of driving in a 1990s Volvo again.
There's a new seat, what I like to call the golf cart seat or the bumper seat. This is on the back of the Warthog, so now you can bring everyone with.
But then when we see the downed Pelican, that's the first time this moment actually felt like this was a Pelican that had crashed to me. Even in the original game, I'm not sure the first time that really registered for me until I had played it a few times. And when you're looking down from the Forerunner structure in this demo, it really does look like, damn, I guess we better utilize what they brought with them. The pop-ins going on in the distance is a little concerning to see, but I guess I need to give this demo as much grace as I did the Halo 2 E3 release, even though that looks better than the final game. It does seem like the team is having a bit of fun. You know, they announced that they're going to have dozens, I think, skulls is what they said, so this is going to have the most skulls of any Halo game. I don't know if that matters to me, but it is, I guess, a replayability factor if this does end up feeling fun. I think the big question for me is, once I've played this game once or a few times with friends, is this now going to replace the original game for me? Is this going to be the one I want to come back to year after year like I already do for Halo Combat Evolved? I don't know what it is, but winter and Christmas time, it's almost coming. That game is so succinct with that time of year for me that it feels like a yearly playthrough is always in order, and it's always fun. And I wonder if this game will dethrone that for me, just based on what I've seen so far, and I'm really not sure. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments, because I do see a lot of positive things on these videos. I see some comments of people saying this is exactly what Halo looked like on their original Xbox in their mind at the time, and I don't know that I agree with that. There's something about the color palette here that isn't perfectly, don't get me, it looks really good, but it kind of just feels like a blended mesh between the Bungie era and Halo Infinite, which maybe that's the best anyone could do. But these added skulls and the focus on couch co-op or campaign like co-op ability with friends just kind of feels like a hollow answer to there being no multiplayer included in this release. I love playing the campaigns, but for so many people, I have a few friends that have never finished any of the campaigns, but played hundreds if not thousands of hours of multiplayer. And this is all happening at a live esports event. Are we catering to the right people? I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference for me, but it might for other big Halo fans. Regardless of everything I've said right now, I know that I'm buying this game because I'm incredibly excited for the 3-mission prequel story that they're going to be telling.
These new missions are going to offer some new opportunities for character interactions, maybe between, Chief and Johnson.
It's somehow been 4 years since Infinite already, and I'm just excited to see more single-player storytelling in this universe. I have over 20 years of history dealing with this franchise, and I'm not sure that PlayStation fans are going to love this short campaign story quite enough to maybe spark them in any interest in exploring past this title. Maybe they will, maybe I'm totally wrong about that, but is this game for me? Is it for new players? It feels all incredibly safe, which you could argue maybe that's the right move for 343 or Halo Studios at this point, because we have 13 years of dropping the ball. So if this is the foundation in setting the stage for what they want to do from here on out, I guess more power to them. But for me, someone that loves this I'm afraid it might just be a little boring.